This Christian's about to get sketchy. In my sketchbook. My name is John Bursell. So how do you focus on being a Christian artist in a broken world? You can find more content on this topic as you follow the creation of the comic book My Walk at 3otters.blogspot.com. Music provided by bensound.com. Testing 1, 2, 3. So I'm really getting excited about this project. It's been in my mind for so long that seeing it appear on the page is pretty special. I've forgotten how long it's been since I've inked. And I have to admit, this is probably one of my favoriteest things to do in the whole world. Is ink. Drawing and inking. I just love this process. And this is not the actual page, at least the intention wasn't. This is from the comic book My Walk that I'm working on. Good thing it's a test page. This is just me playing around to see how this is going to look on the page and see if these techniques are something that I like or if I want to do something different. And so far I'm kind of liking how this looks on the page. I really want to have a gritty look to the work. I want it to look sharp and nice, but I also want it to have a lived-in look. So, I got out some materials tonight, play around. Got my toothbrush out, I got markers, watercolors. Just to see how it all looks on this paper. What I did was, I laid it out on the computer, and then I took my Bristol board that I bought in a package, a whole bunch of Bristol paper, and I cut it down to the size of my printer, 8.5 by 11, and printed my borders and text onto the page, and then I'm drawing around that. But I just want to, before I get too far into my book, it's going to be about eight issues, roughly, it might be 9, of comic book story, which, believe it or not, turns out to be like 200 some pages, which is pretty extensive. So I thought I would play around tonight on a page and see how I like this. I've already done a couple of things and I've posted them on Instagram and Facebook. A couple of pages that were sort of standalone stuff, not part of this story arc. But I still didn't have my style down. That it looked pretty amateurish to me. So I think the more I'm working on this, the more I'm looking at other people's art, I'm starting to develop an idea of how I want this to look. Now with the bushes, should they be solid black? Should they have some space in there? Maybe some of this needs to be a little more solid. So there. Just to fill it in a little bit, because that was too much air in there. I really want to develop a graphic design look to this work so that it looks like things pop out in it. I'm going to be buying a lot of white out for a lot of this stuff. Kind of drawn off of the Calvin and Hobbes inking style. Got my shapes from the Peanuts and some of the vibe and feel of this project, and maybe the colors, if I'm gonna do color, will be from Hellboy. So I've got kind of the masters that I've studied this project. And this, like I said, is a practice page, so just seeing where it goes. I heard a creator talk about inking, and I thought I would try his technique really quick. He mentioned blocking in all the blacks first, and then your detail work. Makes it so much easier. So I'll try that. I'm so used to just drawing it all in and then doing the blacks, which I think might go faster if I do it my way, because now I have to wait for all this blocky stuff to dry before I can go in with detail. Or do I? I wonder how well the Bristol board will take watercolor. I think it'll work just fine. I was thinking of using several different things on this. Maybe experiment with markers, crayons, watercolor, ink, colored pencil, and then on the computer I want to put those dots like you see in the comic books, the old 70s and 80s comics with the dots that separate the colors. I want to do a few of those to make it look gritty and kind of give it that old-fashioned feel. But maybe I'll stop there for a minute, get some water to start doing some pen nibs.